Hello there. Tonight's shave is going to be kind of a treat because the razor, the soap, and the brush I don't believe I have shared here before. I've had them for a bit of time now. I just haven't got around to doing a video on either one of them, and I thought let's just do them all in one go. The first thing I want to talk about is my Ever Ready 100 brush. It's a restore that I did. It has a 20 millimeter golden nib finest knot in it, set at 48 millimeter loft, and it's just a wonderful, lovely brush in every respect. I like the smaller brushes, and this thing is beautiful. It's perfect. That knot and that knot height is probably, as far as I can tell, in my wet shave journey so far, the best combination of knot size, knot loft, knot type, and all of that I've ever run across. Love that brush. So, yeah, today's soap, it'll be Ogallala Bay Rum. Yeah, that's some masking tape with the name wrote on it because I didn't get a box with it. The soap was piffed to me. It is a wonderful citrus. It's bay rum and citrus. And it's a wonderful bay rum citrus. You pick up the citrus, you pick up the allspice or whatever the spice is that goes with the bay rum, clove, I believe, and allspice. And just, they're a wonderful marriage. It's a wonderful scent. So we're going to go ahead and lather this up. Now, if you hear something sounds like water dripping or running or anything like that, bear in mind that it's 12:14 or 12:24. I can't see that well, but in the evening, in the morning, or whatever you want to call it, and it's 9 degrees outside. So my bathroom faucet, my kitchen faucet, and the faucet in our other bathroom is dripping because I want to keep all of my pipes intact. Not really good as a plumber, and so I want to make sure that my pipes don't burst. So that's the deal. That's what's going on. And I think that should probably be a good enough load. If not, I'll go back to the puck. There's not any kind of shame in that. I don't have a problem doing it. I won this soap in a piff. You guys, if you remember my Slim 64 Slim that I won from Herm 2502. And if you, the sniffing and stuff, you'll have to forgive me. During the winter months, it seems like I keep a head cold, sinus and congestion all the time. So that's what's going on. Anyway, I won this soap in the same piff that I won my 64 Slim in. And it's a lovely soap. It produces a really nice lather, nice and thick and hydrating. This lather actually loves water. It stays really stable when you throw water at it. That is a functioning soap that I absolutely love, because if you pay any attention to my videos, you'll know that I love to throw water at soap. I like a very hydrated lather, and some soaps, when you do that, and there's nothing wrong with this, it's just a characteristic of the soap, you still get plenty of glide and plenty of protection from it and stuff like that. But some soaps tend to look a little thin when you throw water at them like that. They still perform very well, and I don't, have a problem with it. But I do have a lot of respect for soaps that, can hold a lot of water and still have a really nice, dense type of lather. The look to the lather, anyway. I like that. That's just, to me, it means that the soap is fairly superior in whatever the ingredients of it are. The soap maker has done a really nice job when soap can take that much water. And believe me, I just threw a ton of water at this soap. You can't see because I'm bowl lathering, but I'm dipping water out of I've got like a makeshift scuttle going on. Here, let me show you. I've got like a soup mug, and it's got water in it, hot water in it, and then this sits down inside of it and it stays warm. And so that's what's going on. And so I've been dipping, when I was mixing this soap, I was dipping water from the bottom part of that makeshift scuttle into this soap. And I put a ton of water to this soap, and that's a lovely lather. A lot of lather would be much thinner than this with that much soap. And it's just the scent of this. It's just wonderful. Usually I'm not a real fan of like bay rums with a lot of allspice, and I can't remember the other one. But the spices that usually go into bay rum, I mentioned it earlier, but I can't think of the name of it again now. Clove, that's it. I don't like clove especially at all. I never have, not in anything. So I'm not really a fan of bay rums that are real clovey, but the clove in this blends with the citrus in a way that just makes everything kind of sweet, and just it's wonderful. So, but okay, the third new thing in this shave is what's known as a gem heavy flat top, I believe, or a gem G bar. If you look, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but right here is a G. This is commonly called a gem G bar. It's heavy. It's really well made. Lovely, lovely razor. Shave wonderful. Mild as SCs go, but in my opinion, not quite as mild as like a 1912. Now, I know that all of that is kind of subjective. You might use this razor and think, wow, that's really aggressive. I know that I read on the forums a lot that the 1924 shovel head is a fairly aggressive razor. to me, it's an incredibly smooth shaver. So, I mean, your mileage may vary. It's a big thing in wet shaving. One of the things I like about DEs is, or SEs rather, is kind of like with a straight, the angle of the head and the design of it, man, I can get in here and just straighten out my sideburn really easily, and then just drop my angle where I need it to be to get a good shave. I mean, you can do that with a DE too, but it's just the head geometry of a single edge really makes it a lot easier to do, in my experience. So I've got a Gem Blue Star. It's on about its 4th shave. I get 4, maybe 5 shaves out of them. They're carbon blades, and what I do is basically just take them out of the razor, clean them off, rinse them off, and dry them well, and just put a small coating of mineral oil on them. Basically, I treat them the same way that I would treat my straights, except I don't strop them. And I've also noticed in the makeshift scuttle that I've got here, and I expect it would be the same in a regular scuttle, that if the water is a bit warm, the lather tends to try to dissipate a little bit and go thin and sudsy, so it helps to remix between passes just a bit. But I mean, you saw what I just did there. That's not very much, or that's not very much work to keep the lather nice and stiff and thick and all of that. Look at that. Once again, the scent of this soap is just wonderful. I would recommend it. It's not very expensive. The Golden Nib 20mm finest knot is also just a wonderful knot. I may sooner or later try like a 22 or 24mm. From them I have a brush. That green Peerless that I put 20mm Pure Badger knot in. I think I'm gonna pull that knot and put a 22 or 24mm finest in that handle, just to see what I like about, if what I like about this 20mm knot holds true with a little bit bigger knot in the same, from the same company, the same hair grade. I'll play around with the loft and get it where I like it. I don't believe it's going to be 42, or I'm sorry, 48. I think with a 22mm brush, I'm probably going to like 52 or 54 for the loft. Not sure. I'll just play around with it till I get what I like. Set it with silicone adhesive, just a little bit of it, enough to where I can lather with the brush and tell what I like, and then I'll set it at the loft that I think that it's best at. That is. Let's just look at this. Incredibly wonderful lather out of that soap. Just lovely. Thank you, Herm. Because that was, like I said, that was in the piff with my Slim that I won in a piff. Just a lovely soap, and it is a hard puck. I don't know if it's triple milled, but the puck looks a lot like, to me anyway, the way a Mitchell's Wolf Fat puck looks. Now, having said that, I just realized, you know, a lot of people think that Mitchell's is triple mill, but I actually think that I've read in a post somewhere by someone whose opinion that I trust, can't remember who it was, that's not the case. It's not really a triple milled soap, so maybe I'm mistaken. But it just, I mean, hold on a minute and I'll show you what I mean. Alright, water. Quick cat. Let me get my Mitchell's out. Now I realize this Mitchell's is dry, but I mean, there's your Mitchell's wool fat. And this puck is wet, but still, there's the Ogallala. It really reminds me a lot of the way the Mitchell's. It's just a really hard puck. I think it will last a long time. I don't know if it'll last as long as Mitchell's, but it's a really hard puck, and I think, putting my Mitchell's away, I think it'll last a long time. Okay, I need to do a tiny bit of touch-up. Right there. Sometimes with a single-edge razor, I don't get the angle right going over the chin. Excuse me. Excuse me, that's that sinus deal I was talking about. But I don't get that angle right sometimes. Especially against the grain. And I need to make kind of a touch-up pass there. Not a problem. So I'm trying to decide while we're talking. I didn't choose it beforehand. A lot of times I don't. And I'm trying to figure out what I've got. Excuse me a moment. That would go with this aftershave wise. And I kind of think it might seem a bit odd, but I kind of think the muskiness in Aqua Velva should go well with the citrus notes, but also with the allspice and clove that are going on in this soap. Lovely. Very little burn at all. That's lovely. Alright. Thank you for being a part of this video, for watching it. I hope that you enjoyed it. God bless you. But that's the shave. And I'll see you around the forums and all the shaving places all over the big bad internet. Later.